guys, Mayflom here, and I've got this little lawn fawn set that's so cute, and I've got my 28 Lilac Lane Fruity Fun bottle, and I feel like the two of these are going to go great together. They'll be so much fun. Little fiesta, little party over here, so a little bit of stamping, a little bit of buttons, whole lot of fun. So to get started, I am going to stamp. I'm going to watercolor these, so I am going to stamp, get a little stamp block, and I'll start with my pinata. I'll start with the main guy, and let's see, I've got some archival ink over here. Let's get that out, and I've also got some of the Fruity Fun bottle already on a little dish here, so I'll pull that out too so we can get started with that. And yes, this particular stamp block is dirty, and no, I don't mind, not at all. It totally works for me when I'm doing something like this where I'm just playing around with the kind of stamping we're going to do today. It really is fine. You're not going to worry about it. You could also do embossing if you'd prefer to do heat embossing. You certainly could. That would be a fun option. So I'm going to do that, and then let's see. I think the next thing, oh yeah, I'm going to do the birthday sentiment. And I'm going to do that like so. I'm going to put this, I'm going to make it with my image here, and then I've just got to get the other little words here. Okay, I like how the sentiment is broken up, because you could make a different, you could put different sentiments, different words together, but you could also position them really easily because it's all separate. Really, really easy to decide that you want your sentiments this way or that way. I like being able to do that, and for this kind of a card, it's definitely going to be a lot of fun. Okay. There we go. Hope your birthday is a smash. That is so cute and so much fun. And then I'm going to have my candies. Again, we're just using archival ink. I'm going to position them closer to the edge there. And we'll put our candies all around. If you don't get a perfect stamp, like look at, I just didn't get a perfect stamp on that, you are not going to worry about it. You are not going to freak out. You are going to carry on. You are not concerned. I can't stress that enough, because a lot of these candies, guys, are going to get covered over. A lot of these candies are not going to even show up on the final card. So please do not worry yourself with, I know I try to tell people, like a lot of these kinds of techniques, you can do a lot of different techniques where you just cover it up. If you mess it up, cover it up. Don't worry about it. Don't stress it. Okay. So we've got loads of candy. We've got candy. We've got a pinata. Now what I'm going to do is, usually I would color first and then add buttons later. What I'm going to do in this case is do the buttons and such before the coloring. And the reason I just heat set that is just to, I want to be extra sure that there's nothing wet. I'm shaking it. If I give it a stronger shake, the little beads will come. There they are. I need the tiny beads. So I need everything in here, from the bigger buttons to the tiny beads. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my PPA and I'm going to start finding spots. Spots like an imperfectly stamped candy. I told you we weren't going to have to worry about this, and I really did mean it. And I'm going to put little spots along here to get us started with some fun. And then I'm just going to pick out little buttons, and I'm going to pick out little pearls, sequins, whatever is in the mix. This is why I thought this would be so much fun. So I'm just going to pick through and find my sequins, find my beads, whatever it might be in here that I like, and add them on. You might notice I'm not putting a ton of thought into what goes where. That is so very intentional. It's intentional because I don't want this to look like just so. I want it to kind of have a like psh, wild, you like that noise? Wild, like just kind of went for it feel. And it's kind of hard to get that if you're sitting there, you know, like positioning everything just so and being really super picky. It's kind of hard to get that just wild, good time feel if that's what you're doing. So don't. Have some fun with it. Play around. See what you come up with. You might surprise yourself. Okay, we need a few more things. There, that's good. A couple more sequins maybe. Okay, so that's good for me for now. Okay, then I'm going to take, let's see, I'm going to take some Heidi Swap Gold Mist and do like I do, take off the top and flick a few little flicks of gold in here. Okay, and then I'm going to let this dry before we color. It's okay if it's not 100% dry. If it's just most of the way dry, that's absolutely fine. You can start on to the next step, which will be to do some coloring. Now you can use any kind of color you like. Me, I'm going to use a combination. I have these Primo watercolors here, and I'm going to use some of those. Right now what I'm doing though is putting down some non-stick matte. Putting down my non-stick matte here so I don't totally thrash my work surface, but also so I can come in here with some Distress ink. Let's see, I've got Distress ink Ripe Persimmon, and I'm going to use some pink. Let's see, some picked raspberry would be good. And a little bit, oh no, I've got red there that I like, so we're good on those two. So I got those two down. And I'm all just about set. I've got a piece of paper towel here to use. Ooh, my water brush is very dirty. I always like, with my water brush, give it a squeeze. Make sure it's clean. If it is not clean, keep squeezing. And it might mean you need to refill it, but it's worth it because you want to make sure that until it comes clear, okay, see how much difference it got from the red to clear? You want to make sure it's nice and clean. Then I'm just going to pick up some color, whichever color I like, and I'm just going to apply it. Okay, and I'm just going to, here I've got some I'm kind of using scratchy little marks, and I didn't add more color, or more water, excuse me, onto here, so it's going to be a little scratchy, and that's kind of how I want it. And then I'm just going to color my candies. And some of them I'll color, some of them I might leave alone. We'll see how it goes. I'm just going to go around, and we're not going to worry about anything being just so. I'm just going to go around with each color that I like or that I want to use. All right, here's another color here. We'll get some red. And if it seems like it's too much, I can just kind of squeeze and kind of, yeah, that's a lot of red. So I can just kind of give it a squeeze and then just kind of smooth it out and add some color. Just think of it as like coloring. Oh, there's a little spot right there that's not perfect, but guess what? I'm not even going to notice that by the time we are done here. I'm not going to notice it. If I do notice it, I'll just put a sequin over it. Remember, you can always do that. That's no big deal. Not a problem. Nobody's going to judge you for an imperfect card. Or if they do, you didn't want to send them a card anyway, right? All right, let's get some of this reddish color. And notice how it's not perfect. It's all right. Being a little fun. It's watercolor. Watercolor is never supposed to be super tight inside the lines just so. Well, I mean, I guess you can technically, but in my book, if I'm going to be doing that kind of coloring, I'm going to use markers. I'm going to use something where I have a lot more control and not something where I love it because it looks great no matter what, and you can have all kinds of creative freedom. That's my watercolor fun. And I'm moving quickly too, just to make sure I don't get any streaks or anything. And once it's dry, I can come back in if I want to do some shading, if I want to make some areas darker, some areas lighter. There's all kinds of fun stuff we can do with the watercolor. I can also come in with more paint if I want to get more body going. We have so many options. It's so nice because we can do whatever we like. If we think it'll be fun, hey, go for it. If you like the looks of something, or if you're looking at something and you're thinking, boy, that would be a fun one, well, then use it. Or if you go over a color and think, oh, I wish it was darker, I wish it was more bold, or whatever, go ahead, add more. not a problem. Look how much fun this is. Oh, I just love it. And I love how that color palette with all the bright, bright pink and orange, kind of the corally color, it's so, whoops, I went a little too far there. That's okay. It's totally fine. So relaxing to color like this, where you're just going for general. You're just going for the general look. You're not worrying about if it's just so. You're not worrying about if you got, you know, if you nailed it, if you got it just right. Yeah, just color. So fun. And these little stamps are so cute for that kind of coloring where you're just kind of going for it. They're very, very cute. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and color the sticks in red. Why not? A little more color there. And now that we're all colored, I'm going to come back with my Heidi Swapped Mist. And whoops, I accidentally put some really big clumps down there. But I'm going to add a little more. Now, if I get any on my words, which I did, I can always just tap it just once. Don't rub around, but just tap down if needed and adjust that. I can also, you know, if I want to make, for example, the red, if I want to make that a little more vibrant or not, if I want to shade a little more or a little less in an area, if I want to build a color up or wash it down, I can do all of that now that I've gone through once. I like to go through once really quick like that and then just kind of come back through and say, oh, okay, now I want to add this, now I want to take away that, and so on and so forth. I think I'm going to do a little more with persimmon. Right in here, I see some colors. I'd like a little more color in there. All right. Uh-oh. Now, once we let this totally dry, all that's left to do is just decide, how do you want to mount it? What kind of a card do you want to make it on? Or, you know what? This would be fun. You could do something like this in your planner. Do something like this for a pocket page, for a scrapbook page. There's all kinds of ways to use this idea, and I hope I've inspired you to go and have some crafty Fiesta fun today. Oh my goodness. Mix it up. Have some fun. Look at these colors. I'm going to show you these again. Aren't those fun? I just love this mix. It's so much fun to play with. All right, I will show you a finished card, and for more info or to contact me, feel free to leave a comment on YouTube or visit my blog. I'll see you next time.